Have you ever watched someone lose everything because of one cold decision? Sometimes, the smallest act of cruelty creates the biggest consequences. But sometimes, one quiet act of kindness changes lives forever. Today's story is about a hardworking father, a powerful CEO, and a lesson that no amount of money could ever buy. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to Kindness Waves, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories that remind the world kindness still matters. Now, let's begin. Marcus Johnson was a proud single father living in Atlanta, Georgia. Every morning before sunrise, he helped his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, get ready for school before heading to work. Life had not been easy since his wife passed away from cancer 3 years earlier. Every dollar mattered. Every hour mattered. Marcus worked 2 jobs. During the day, he cleaned offices in a large corporate building. In the evenings, he delivered groceries around the city. One of his daytime tasks was cleaning the executive floor, where the company's top leaders worked. The cleaning job only paid $600 a week. It wasn't much, but it covered rent, food, and Lily's school supplies. Marcus never complained. He believed that honest work deserved honest pride. Everyone in the building knew Marcus because he greeted every person with a warm smile. He remembered birthdays, helped strangers carry heavy boxes, and even bought coffee for security guards when winter mornings became freezing cold. His kindness cost little, but it meant everything. One Monday morning, a new CEO named Richard Collins arrived. Richard was known for cutting costs and increasing profits. He believed that people were numbers on a spreadsheet instead of human beings with families and dreams. As Richard reviewed company expenses, he frowned at the maintenance budget. "We're spending too much on cleaning services," he said during a meeting. "Cancel unnecessary contracts immediately." The manager quietly explained that the cleaning crew worked hard and that reducing staff would hurt many families. Richard didn't care. "If someone loses a job, they'll find another one," he replied. "Business comes first." That afternoon, Marcus was called into the office. "I'm sorry," the manager said with tears in her eyes. "The CEO has decided to eliminate your position. Today is your last day." Marcus stood silently. He thanked the manager for giving him a chance to work there. He packed his cleaning supplies into a small box and walked out of the building with his head held high. That evening, Lily noticed her father was unusually quiet. "Dad, did something happen?" she asked. Marcus forced a smile. "We'll be okay, sweetheart. We always find a way." The next morning, Marcus began searching for work. He filled out applications everywhere. Days turned into weeks. Bills piled up. His savings disappeared. Still, he refused to lose hope. Meanwhile, Richard prepared for the biggest business meeting of his career. His company was competing for a $600 million government contract. Winning it would make headlines across the country. Every executive was excited. On the day of the final presentation, executives, investors, and government officials gathered at the company's headquarters. Among the visitors was an elderly man named Samuel Brooks. He wore a simple suit and carried himself with quiet confidence. Most employees assumed he was just another advisor. As Samuel entered the lobby, he accidentally dropped a folder filled with important documents. Papers scattered across the floor. People rushed past him without stopping. No one wanted to be late for the meeting. Just outside the building, Marcus had come to return his employee badge that he had forgotten to hand in. When he saw the elderly man struggling, he immediately knelt down. "Let me help you, sir," Marcus said. Together they collected every paper. Samuel smiled warmly. "Thank you. Most people didn't even notice me." Marcus shrugged. "My mother always taught me that helping someone is never a waste of time." Samuel looked at Marcus with curiosity. "You don't work here anymore, do you?" Marcus smiled softly. No, sir. But kindness doesn't end with a paycheck. Those words stayed with Samuel. Inside the conference room, Richard delivered an impressive presentation filled with charts, profits, and financial forecasts. When he finished, everyone waited for Samuel Brooks to speak. To Richard's surprise, Samuel wasn't just an advisor. He was the chairman of the committee responsible for choosing the company that would receive the $600 million contract. Samuel stood up slowly. Your presentation was excellent, he began. Your numbers are impressive. But before making our decision, I always observe how companies treat people. The room became silent. This morning I dropped important documents in your lobby. Hundreds of employees walked past me. The only person who stopped to help was a man your company had fired. Richard's face turned pale. Samuel continued. I later learned that this man lost his $600 a week job because leadership wanted to save money. The silence became even heavier. A company that values profits over people cannot be trusted with a project worth $600 million. Richard tried to explain, but Samuel gently raised his hand. Our decision has been made. The contract went to another company. News spread quickly. The board of directors was furious. Shareholders questioned Richard's leadership. Within weeks, he resigned as CEO. The first thing the new leadership team did was review the layoffs. When they learned about Marcus, they contacted him immediately. Instead of offering his old cleaning job, they offered something much better. Marcus became the company's employee relations coordinator, helping create programs that treated every worker with dignity and respect. His kindness had inspired a complete change in company culture. Employees were encouraged to support one another. Volunteer programs were started. Managers received leadership training focused on compassion instead of fear. Months later, Samuel visited the company again. This time, he saw employees smiling, helping each other, and treating visitors with genuine respect. He found Marcus talking with a young employee who was struggling through a difficult divorce. Marcus simply listened. Sometimes kindness isn't fixing someone's problems. Sometimes it's making sure they don't face them alone. Samuel smiled. You've changed this place. Marcus shook his head. No, sir. Kindness did. Life slowly became brighter. Lily watched her father come home smiling again. One evening she asked, Dad, why were you nice to that man even after losing your job? Marcus looked at his daughter and gently answered, because kindness isn't something we give only when life is good. It's something we choose, even when life is hard. Lily hugged her father tightly. Years later, she would never forget those words. Neither would the thousands of employees whose lives became better because one father refused to let disappointment steal his compassion. Money can build buildings. Power can change companies. But only kindness can truly change hearts. If Marcus had allowed bitterness to replace kindness, none of those lives would have been transformed. Instead, one simple decision to help a stranger created a ripple that reached families, businesses, and communities. As you leave today, remember that every person you meet may be carrying a burden you cannot see. A smile, a helping hand, or a few kind words may seem small, but they can create a future you never imagined. Thank you for spending this time with Kindness Waves. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness is never wasted. No act of kindness is too small, and no heart is too ordinary to make an extraordinary difference. Until next time, keep spreading kindness wherever you go.